to Testbook Super Coaching for JAIIB CAIIB exams. कैसे आप सब लोग? Yes, guys. So today we are going to discuss some more MCQs which are very common. Those topics are really very common. So most repeated topics we are going to cover in today's session. So near about 30 MCQs I am going to cover in this session, and these topics are really very important, very common for the exam point of view. So I'll start with that. I'll start with the discussion, and before going to start this session, before going to start this lecture, if you are yet to subscribe our channel, so please do subscribe the channel and share this video with your friends who are preparing for the exams. So first question is on your screen from today's session. This is a statement based question. There are two statements are here, so I will read out the statements for you and you answer accordingly. The customer base of a retail bank can vary widely by number of factors which includes age, gender, income, lifestyle, etc. From a business perspective, banks may segment their customers by dividing them into the groups based on the certain key characteristics and take action that better align with each segment. Statement 2, there are various analytical tools available in the market through which retail banks can easily capture the data such as spending habits, frequency, capacity, and use this information to identify the most appropriate time to make a loan offer with a customized offer exclusively for them. So two statements are there. So question is that correct statement and mark the correct option. So what can be the answer of this? Answer of this question is both the statements are absolutely correct. When it comes to retail banking, yes, this is the mindset we have. Statement 2 is also correct. There are so many analytical tools available which will help retail banking sector to have the proper data and the analysis of the data. So yes, both the things are absolutely right when it comes to the first question. I'll go to next question. Next question is a case study based question. It is the approach of dividing a large and diverse customer base into smaller groups of related customers that are similar in certain ways and relevant to marketing of banks, products and services. Now, some basic criteria includes geography, income and spending habits. Through this, banks can get to know their customers on a more personal level and offer them more tailored products and services. Is often a top marketing priority of banks, and for a good reason, because its solution help banks group customers by behavior. They can offer more tailored products and services. Moreover, by better understanding customer preferences, marketers can maximize cross and upselling opportunities and encourage customers to explore related services. This is called as, so what it can be called as, so it's basically a kind of information over here, and that information will be called as, so I will give the options to you. So options are banking consumer behavior, banking targeting, banking product positioning or banking segmentation. So the explanation, again I am going to show you the explanation. एक बार इसको अच्छे से देख लीजिएगा. The approach of dividing a large and diverse customers base into smaller groups and related customers that are similar certain ways relevant to the marketing of banks, products and services. By reading this only, we can land up with the answer, we can get the answer, and the answer is yes, banking segmentation. Whenever we talked about the segmentation, depending on the geographical area, depending on the gender, depending on the requirement, depending on certain common criteria, we are going to classify, we are going to divide the things, and that is called as a banking segmentation. So yes, D is the answer of this particular question. We'll go to next question. Just one sec. Which of the following statement about BSBD is not true? The question is, which of the following statement regarding BSBD is not true? Basic saving bank deposit account. That is the question in front of you. So not true is the question. The basic saving bank deposit account is a normal banking service available to all. BSBD is subject to KYC AML guidelines being issued by RBI from time to time. Holders of basic saving bank deposit account will be eligible for opening any other saving bank deposit. The existing basic banking no frill accounts should be converted to basic saving bank deposit account. So what can be the answer of this? Not is the question. So answer of this question is Yes, the holders of BSBDA will be eligible for opening any other saving bank deposits? No. If they want to open any other bank saving deposit, they need to close the account, and after 30 days, or they need to give the 30 days notice to close the account, and then you can open another account. That you can do. The 30 days time frame will be there to change your account, to make the changes in your account. But if you have BSBD account and you want to create another account, it is not allowed as per the RBI's rules, and that is the concept here. So 30 days will be the criteria for this. Next question. How many parties are there in credit card transactions? When it comes to credit card transactions, how many parties are there? So how many parties are involved when it comes to Indian credit card transactions? That is the question in front of you. 1, 2, 4 or 5. When it comes to credit card transaction, 5 parties are involved as per the RBI's ruling, as per the RBI's regulation. So RBI's notification is there. According to that notification, card holder, card issuer, merchant, then merchant acquires, and the credit card association. Credit card association like MasterCard, Visa, RuPay first. Then merchant like banks and NBFCs. Then merchant acquires, banks and NBFCs. Merchants, you'll talk where you are going to pay or you are going to use the credit card for buying some goods or services. Then issuer, institution which issues the card, and the card holder is a person. So in that way, 5 parties are there. So 5 types of parties involved in the credit card. In different countries, there are different rules and different regulations. When it comes to RBI के notification के हिसाब से ये 5 parties हमारे पास देखने को मिलेगी. How much general provisions has to be created for an SME account? For small and medium enterprises account, how much general provisionings has to be created? 0.15%, 0.20%, 0.25%, 0.30%. So what can be the answer of this particular question when it comes to SMEs, small and medium enterprises? Answer of this question is 0.25% is the provisioning which is mentioned. So direct advance to agriculture and the SME sectors will now uniformly require a provisioning of 0.25%. So agriculture as well as SME, for both these 0.25. When advances to the real estate sector, the uniform provisioning of 1% of the funded outstanding. For CRE, that is residential housing, the provisioning should be 0.75. So other than residential housing, real estate business required 1% of provisioning. If residential housing is there, 0.75. Agriculture and the SME is 0.25 provisioning is mentioned as per the RBI's rule, and that's the concept here. Yes. Which of the following banks introduce fingerprint verification? So fingerprint verification first time introduced when it comes to the India is by 2 authorities, SBI and IDFC. SBI and IDFC are the 2 authorities. They introduced this the fingerprint verification when it comes to Indian economy. Biometrics we normally called as under biometrics there are different things like voice biometric or the iris scanners and etc. So but IDFC and the SBI, they are the 2 institutions who started the money transactions depending on the biometrics for the first time in our country. What is the income limit for CSIS subsidy for education loans? So there is a credit subsidy for education purposes. A central government scheme is there, and under the government scheme for education loan, how much central sector subsidy is available? That is a question in front of you. Now, so income limit is of 4.5 lakh. 4.5 lakh is the income limit. Means those who wants to take a loan under central sector interest subsidy scheme. So the financial weaker section or the financial support to the economic weaker section. So income level should be up to 4.5 lakh. I will show you the document, the official document under the Government of India's website. This is the website of Education Ministry, and according to this website, there is a Vidya Lakshmi scheme. Under Vidya Lakshmi scheme, the students up to 8 lakh annual family income, the scheme is also provided for 3% interest subvention on loans up to 10 lakh. So if we'll talk about Vidya Lakshmi scheme, so under Vidya Lakshmi scheme, the family income should be less than 8 lakh rupees, right? That is the concept. When it comes to central sector interest subsidy scheme and credit guarantee fund scheme for education loan, the family or the parental income is 4.5 lakh. So those two schemes are there, okay, under the central sector scheme, okay, and under Vidya Lakshmi scheme. In both the schemes, the family income criteria is bit different. So CSIS, that is the central sector interest subsidy, 4.5 lakh. Then credit guarantee fund scheme of education loan, again 4.5 lakh, and Vidya Lakshmi 8 lakh, which is mentioned by the Education Ministry on their website. So that will be another major factor. We'll go to next question. Which of the following can be undertaken through mobile banking? Which of the following can be undertaken through mobile banking? Mini statements, balance inquiry, easy online transactions, all of the above. Yes, answer is all of the above. Obviously, whenever we are going to use the mobile banking, all the concepts are used properly. So mini statements, balance inquiry, easy online transactions, and all these things are there. So bill payments are also there. So many things we can use in the present era with the mobile banking. Which of the following is not true? Sorry. Which of the following is not true regarding the POS, point of sale? We'll talk about the point of sale machine. So which of the following is not true? The cash withdrawal limit is 500 only. The POS is used for making payments at merchant establishment. Banks have agreed to cap charges for cash withdrawals using POS. POS can process both debit and the credit card transaction. So which is not true? That is a question in front of you. So answer is limit is not 500. The limit is basically 2000 rupees per transaction and 10,000 rupees per month, not 500 rupees. So that is a limit we have when it comes to POS, point of sale machines. That is a point here. We'll go to next question. Which of the following techniques can help give insight into marketing? If I want to know about the insight of marketing, so which thing is going to help me properly, especially in the banking sector? If we'll talk about these options, all the options will be helpful to know the insights into marketing. All the options, absolutely, okay. But more appropriate when it comes to banking sector is the SWOT concept is more appropriate, but other options are also very important. When it comes to SWOT, obviously strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. So it will give you a proper internal factors, external factors, a very good insight that how the marketing should be done, internal factors as well as external factors who are going to implement. So more appropriate or more relevant will be SWOT. When it comes to PESTEL is political, economical, social, technological, environmental and legal. This is another factor, okay. So this factor will also give you, but it is too much. We don't need that detailing, okay. Of course, this will be more than enough, but this also plays a vital role. Then SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities and challenges. That is the SWOT concept. It is similar to SWOT. It is absolutely similar to SWOT. But having a different approach. And then SOAR stands for strength, opportunities, aspirations and the results. And that is another factor. So SWOT and SOAR, basically they are derived from SWOT only. So this is more appropriate answer when it comes to the exam. Which of the following statements are not correct regarding grievance redressal? Not correct regarding grievance redressal. Providing suitable alternative avenues to elevate problems. Banks must resolve all customer complaints within 24 hours. Banks must correct mistakes and compensate customers for financial losses due to the bank's error. Handling customer complaints promptly. Not correct. Yes, answer of this question is, of course, 24 hours is not the concept. Okay, we are giving 30 days for banks for the grievance redressal. If banks are not able to fulfill within 30 days, then we can complain to ombudsman. We can go to the integrated ombudsman after that. So 30 days are there. 24 hours is not the binding on the banks that they should resolve the complaint. If the banks are resolving complaint within 24 hours, that's best, no doubt about that. But there is no binding like that. So we are usually giving 30 days time frame. If some customer is complaining within 30 days, if you are giving answers or solving the problem, then okay. Otherwise, the integrated ombudsman can come into the picture if the customer is complaining about the banking facilities to them, and that is a factor here. Which of the following is not the purpose of CRM, customer relationship management we are talking about? Which of the following is not the purpose of CRM? Creating profile of the customer, 360-degree view of the customer, creating common buckets and maximizing response time. Maximizing response time means what? That you are giving responses in a very efficient way. That is called maximizing. Increasing response time is not mentioned. Maximizing means basically you are maximizing the efficiency. That's the concept here. So not the purpose is creating common bucket is not the point. Creating common bucket is not the point under CRM or the this particular factor. So okay, creating common might be used in some marketing strategies, but it is not the core function of CRM, which primarily focus on individual customer profiles and comprehensive data analysis to optimize the interaction. Because we are focusing on individual customer requirement. That is the major focus over here, and that is the scenario. And that's why answer of this question is creating common bucket is not correct when it comes to this question. We'll go to next. Which of the following are the qualities of internal staff? Which of the following are the qualities of internal staff? Cross-selling the right products, understanding customer profile, customer empathy, all of the above. Yes, guys, what do you think? What can be the answer here? Yes, answer of this question is all of the above. Of course, the qualities of internal staff, cross-selling the right products, understanding the customer profile, customer empathy. So D is the answer of these questions. Very easy and one of the common question. Which of the following is an example of the use of off-site ATM? Off-site ATM. A very easy, very kind of a easy question in front of you. Off-site ATM. Again, commonly asked, very frequently asked questions on this particular topic. An ATM located inside the bank branch, ATM located in the shopping mall, ATM at the bank's headquarters, ATM within the bank's premises. Of course, the shopping mall, if you are opening the ATM in some other places, shopping malls or any theater or in nearby any education institutions, so that will be called as the off-site ATM. If the ATM we are opening in a bank branch or the premises owned by the bank or the headquarters, of course that will be the on-site ATMs. So off-site ATM is a very good way of earning the ample amount of money. So yes, answer of this question is 2. In today's digital world, which of the following elements of marketing mix is considered to have no physical boundary? 7 P's, we talked about the marketing mix. 7 P's is the concept we have. So which of the following is having no physical boundary? Which of the following concept is not having any physical boundary? There is a question in front of you. So product, price, place, and physical evidence. Yes, answer of this question is place. Because now in a digital world, obviously there is no specification of the place. You can spread it in a very bigger way, and that is a factor over here. So we know 7 P's we have. Okay, so product, price, place, promotions, physical evidence, process, and people. 7 P's. This concept was given by the Jerome McCarthy for the first time, American a kind of a thinker, and he talked about the 7 P's, even the marketing mix concept. So that's the part here. Consumption pattern changes can be gauged through which of the following elements of MKIS, marketing information system. Again, consumption pattern changes can be gauged through which of the following elements of the marketing information system: internal records, marketing intelligence, marketing research, marketing decision support system. All the options look very close to the answer. All the options looks very appropriate for the answer, but more relevant answer is marketing research. Marketing research will help you a lot better ways to understand the requirement, to understand the consumption pattern change. So yes, research will play the wider role. Which of the following are the features of good MKIS? Disintegrated information, unified and centralized systems, outdated data, inconsistent reporting. Answer is unified and centralized system. Yes, that is a major factor. Obviously, disintegrated information is not the concept. Outdated data, inconsistent reporting. All other options looks very irrelevant. Yes, unified and centralized system is the focus of MKIS. Which of the following tools can be used for decision support? Which tools can be used for decision support? Management information system, marketing information system, computer information system, all of the above. Yes, guys. Answer of this question is, of course, all of the above. When we talked about the decision support when it comes to marketing, the everything matters a lot. So obviously we have the internal reports, intelligence system, marketing models, operational decisions, control decisions, strategic decisions, and the marketing environment. So yes, answer of this question is absolutely right. D, all of the above. Which of the following is a feature of BHIM app? In 2016, Government of India launched this BHIM concept, launched by the Prime Minister of India in 2016 after demonetization. So, which of the following is a feature of BHIM app? Applying for personal loan, generating and scanning QR codes for payments, trading stocks, assessing details credit reports. So, what do you think? What can be the answer? Yes, answer of this question, obviously generating and scanning the QR code payments, that is the concept over here. There is no personal loan, there is no stock and the detailed credit reporting. That concepts are not there on the BHIM. BHIM is especially created for the business purposes, for the easy and the accessible money transactions or the payment transactions. So yes, answer is B. Which of the following is not allowed in saving bank accounts of minors? Not allowed in saving bank accounts of minors. Nowadays, we have the RBI changed the rules, like 10 years and above, if they are opening the bank accounts, they can open or they can manage their bank account independently. Okay. For minors, usually rule was that that parents or guardians will handle that. But if someone is 10 years or above, the person or that particular individual can manage their bank account independently in respect to a parent and the guardian. So we change the definition of minor. So 10 years and less will be called as a minors now. Yes, of course, the overdraft facility is not allowed for the minors. For minors, we are not allowing overdraft facility, and that is a concept here. What is a mandated time frame for banks to resolve failed ATM transactions and the daily compensation for delays? Failed ATM transaction and the daily compensation for delay. If they are not going to fulfill the problem within those particular days, then there will be fine per day. And how much fine will be there? That is the question. So yes, answer of this question is T plus 5 days and 100 per day. So T plus 5 and 100 per days. So if you are not able to solve the problem, plus the day the transaction are going wrong, plus 5 working days. Okay. And after that, if they are not going to resolve the problem, then 100 rupees per day compensation should be provided to the customer, and that's the scene here. The daily cap for the mobile banking decided by. Daily cap for the mobile banking is decided by. Usually RBI gives the rules and regulations for that. For example, we are doing UPI transactions. So limit should be 1 lakh rupee or limit should be 5 lakh rupees for certain type of transaction. So that will be decided by, of course, RBI. But which department of RBI? So Department of Payment and Settlement Systems, Reserve Bank of India, they will be, or they are responsible for that. So many of the times during monetary policy presentation, RBI governors are giving the, or RBI governor is giving the information regarding such kind of changes in the transaction limit. So yes, answer is C. Which of the following bank launched the first ATM in India? So which bank launched first ATM in India? In 1987, we saw first ATM in India, which was opened in Mumbai by HSBC. So Hong Kong Shanghai Bank Corporation, for the first time in 1987, opened their ATM. So first time we saw ATM machine, and that was opened in Mumbai. Remember the place also. Who among the following will be the deemed to be resident? Deemed to be the resident according to taxation laws. So which can be called as a resident for the taxation purposes? A person who stays in India for less than 182 days, a person who stays abroad but earns in India, a person who does not file income tax, a person whose income is greater than the 15 lakh and not taxable in any country. So which of the following will be called as a resident or deemed to be resident when it comes to taxation law? Answer is 15 lakh and not taxable in any country. अगर यहाँ लिखा होता पर्सन हु स्टेज इन इंडिया फॉर मोर देन 182 डेज, देन ये भी आपका सही बन जाता, बाकी दो वैसे भी गलत है. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट. ओके, लुक, so we have the law, okay, non-residential Indian, again FEMA we also use because NRIs are going to transit the money, so FEMA concept is also there. So let's talk about that. If an individual stays in India for 180 days or more, okay, then we can include if the individual are present in the India 60 days or more during the relevant financial year and 365 days or more in the previous 4 years, they will be considered as a resident. That is a factor. There are rules called as a deemed residency that affects individuals who are citizens of India earning over 15 lakh annually from sources within the country and excluding the foreign income. If such person isn't taxed in any other country, then will be deemed to be Indian citizen. So the second point was mentioned. The 60-day requirement mentioned earlier is prolonged to 182 days when an Indian citizen travel abroad for work. Additionally, for an individual who is an Indian citizen or Indian origin residing outside India visiting, if their total income excluding foreign earnings surpass 15 lakhs, the 60-day requirement extended to 120 days. However, if the income is up to 15 lakh, then 60-day condition extended to 182 days. So there are some other pointers which is mentioned. And the last is deemed residency rule and the 122-day rule were recently introduced later and have been in the effect since 2020-2021. So we have changed the rules here. So there are the 4 rules mentioned. Second is very, very important, and all these rules we have changed in 2020-2021. Remember that factor for the taxation purposes. Okay, I'll go to the next question. Tan is how many digits number? So very, very easy. It's very easy. Again, the taxation. So tan is of course 10 digit. We use this tan concept in tax deduction and collection of account number. So for TDS, for TCS concept, we are using this tan concept. So 10 alphanumerical. The alphabets here, suppose the alphabets are here, that is for city code. Then there is first letter of the name of the company. Okay, that is the 4th alphabet. And then random numbers are there, random numericals are there, and last another alphabet called as a random alphabet. So last you will say 6 are the random. So the random 5 digits or the numericals and the random alphabet. The initially is a city code, and the 1 alphabet is regarding the first letter of the name of the company. So that is a TAN concept we have used for the tax reduction and the tax collection at source. I'll go to the next point. Which of the following will not be the client investment manager? Okay, not be the client investment manager. Not. The client of investment manager can only be an institutional investor. No. Individual can also be the part of this. So it is not correct point. It is not correct statement which is mentioned here. Rest of the statements are absolutely correct when it comes to the investment manager. Next question. In which of the following cases will insurance not be available? General insurance usually not be available in these cases. So in India, we'll talk about India. We can have the facility to provide insurances even for the earthquake cases with special consideration, flood, fire, riots, massacres, terrorism attacks. They are not included into general insurance facility. Recently, there was a terrorist attack. There was India-Pakistan conflict. So might be the question can be asked in a terrorism attack angle. So remember that factor. So terrorism, riots, massacres, these things are not available or not given in the general insurance category. What is the objective of wealth management? To provide investments advice only, to integrate the manage all parts of the client's financial life, to specialize in cross-border wealth management, to focus exclusively on the banking services. What do you think? Yes, of course, to integrate and manage all parts of the client's financial life. That is the answer. So answer of this question is B, wealth management. There are basically we talked about the 7 objectives of the wealth management and one of the major factor here. REITs. Which of the following is correct about REITs? Real Estate Investment Trust. real estate investment trust. So which of the following is correct? They are regulated by RBI. REITs allow small investors to invest in real estate. They do not provide any dividend income to investors. They are exclusively for institutional investor. This is wrong statement. This is wrong statement because it comes under SEBI, not RBI. SEBI is regulating them. They do not provide any dividend income. Again, the wrong statement. B is right. A common individual can also invest into real estate investment trust, and SEBI is responsible to regulate these criteria. We'll go to next question. Which of the following is not a wealth management product? Which of the following is not a wealth management product? So alternative assets, portfolio management services, EPS and the mutual funds. Wealth management में नहीं आता है. Yes. Answer of this is right. Answer is EPS. When it comes to the EPS, that is earnings per share, is not the part of wealth management concepts. Okay, so it's a financial matrix basically. It's a financial matrix, not the wealth management concept. It's a matrix to understand how much income you are going to get from the company's shares if you are going to invest into that company. So it's a financial matrix, not the wealth management product. What is the term used for banking other than the traditional banking? This question is very tricky, okay, because of the option. Actually, answer is everything. We use every term for the banking, like investment, internet banking is there, investment banking, private banking, corporate banking. All the terms we are using very properly. So internet banking, we all know about. Investment bankings, we are helping people to invest the money. Private banking is also there, and the corporate banking concept is also there. So yes, answer is all the pointers are correct. Which of the following does not highlight the rationale behind the insurance product? Does not highlight behind the rationale of insurance product. But in India, people are usually following that only as a rationale, especially for life insurance. Usually when it comes to insurance policy, we talked about risk, we talked about uncertainty, we talked about probability. We never think about savings. But in India, when it comes to life insurance, people are not thinking about these three things. People are very much interested about savings, investments. Okay, but actually the answer is we are not thinking about savings while going for the insurances. The major factor of insurance is risk, uncertainty, probability. They are the major factors. But when it comes to Indians and the life insurance, our major focus is savings, investments, and kitna tax bachta hai. They are the major factors we have. But anyways, we need to answer on the idealistic way. So that's all from my side for the day. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to discuss some questions related to the case studies, and that will be the case. So that's all. Bye bye. Take care.